Hey, somewhere along the way, we were sold a very dangerous idea that success means constant motion, more money, more meetings, more proving, more producing. And for a while, for some of us, it actually worked. The checks got bigger, the title got better, and the rooms got louder. But eventually, exhaustion starts asking better questions than ambition ever did. If success cost all of our time, what exactly did we buy? Because some of us are building lives that are so expensive that they require our absence just to be able to afford them. And that's not success. That is sophisticated self abandonment. I took a break, a lot longer than I anticipated, by the way. But life threw some curveballs. And honestly, I just didn't have anything to say at the moment. But distance has given me some perspective. And so I thought back to high school. And since about the summer after my sophomore year, a huge part of my energy has been centered around generating money and resources. Or if I had to simplify it, more, always more, more security, more opportunity, more proof that I was doing enough, and hustle became normal. Productivity became part of my identity, and rest started to feel quite irresponsible. And that's the trap. A lot of us, especially the ambitious folks out in there, have been conditioned to believe that slowing down means falling behind. That's just not true. We think that if we're not producing, we are not progressing. Also, not true. And if we're honest, sometimes we wear the exhaustion like a trophy. I know I did. Busy has become a badge of honor, but nobody asked the real question. Busy building what? Because movement and progress are not the same thing. Some of us are sprinting, but we have no real destination. And the hidden cost of this hustle culture is that it rarely feels dangerous while you're in it. It even feels responsible or noble or honorable because it feels like sacrifice because I'm doing this for my family. I'm building something bigger. I just need to get through this season. But the thing about seasons is that they have a weird way of becoming lifestyles. And suddenly your kids know your schedule better than they know your presence. Your spouse gets your leftovers instead of your leadership. Your friendships survive off of postponed plans and the we got to link soon text. And the scary part is that you can justify it all because being able to provide sounds honorable. But if provision costs presence, eventually somebody pays a bill that money can't cover. We tend to overestimate the impact of resource and underestimate the impact of presence. People rarely remember what you bought them, but they will always remember whether you were there or not. The idea that everybody will understand once you quote unquote make it, that's a trap because it assumes that everybody values what you provide more than they value who you are. And most people don't. They just want to talk to you. And I'm only talking about the people that actually matter. So let me talk about a few things that I've been thinking about. Let me be clear. I still believe in ambition. I still believe in excellence. I still believe in working hard. My definition of more has changed. Number one, measure what actually matters. Most people are measuring success with the wrong scoreboard. We're only talking about income, titles, visibility, status. But if your peace is low and your joy is low and your health is low and your relationships are starving, what are you actually winning? Success without alignment is just very expensive dysfunction. And so you got to ask yourself, what am I actually measuring? Because what gets measured tends to get managed. Secondly, you have to own your availability. Everybody says family comes first, but calendars tell the truth. Availability is love with proof. Love is a verb. You have to act on it. And so who gets your best hours? Who gets your attention without having to compete for it? Because saying people matter and scheduling like they don't is a walking contradiction. Ownership means deciding intentionally who deserves access to the best version of me, not the exhausted version, not the distracted version, the real version. Third, you have to release all this manufactured urgency. Some hustle is real. Let me be clear. Bills are real, responsibility is real, pressure is real, but some urgency is manufactured. These fake deadlines, performative busyness, the addiction to feeling needed is what a lot of this is rooted in. Some of us are addicted to chaos because stillness would force self-confrontation. You don't want to slow down because you don't want to talk to yourself. Not everything urgent is important, and not everything important feels urgent. Peace requires discernment, not just discipline. And then last but not least, expand your definition of wealth. Money matters. Let's not fake deep our way through this. Like, you have to have resource, but wealth is bigger than income. Wealth is time. Wealth is health. Wealth is emotional safety. Wealth is friendships that don't feel transactional. Wealth is being able to leave work at work. Wealth is being present enough to enjoy what you prayed and worked for. Some people are financially rich and relationally bankrupt. That's not wealth. That is imbalance. So look, what do we do now? This week, I'm going to challenge you to audit your life, not your goals, your life, and ask yourself a few questions. What currently gets more of me than it should? Second, what relationships are surviving on good intentions instead of actual investment? Third, what am I calling responsibility that might actually be avoidance? And then last but not least, what version of success am I chasing and who taught me to chase it? And after you answer those questions, I'm going to challenge you to make one small correction. I don't care what it is this week. Make one small correction. That could be taking a day of PTO. That could be calling somebody back. That could be going outside without turning it into content. That could be simply sitting in silence long enough to hear your own thoughts. Because small corrections create major redirection, not someday, this week. Look, we spend so much of our lives trying to build something worth having and not enough time asking if we'll be present enough to enjoy it. Success should not require your disappearance. Ambition should not cost you your humanity. And provision should never replace presence. So here's the question. Are you building a life or just financing one? Because the people you love do not need your perfection. They need your presence. Look, I appreciate y'all tapping in. Keep in mind, don't build a life so expensive that it requires your absence to afford it. Champagne Convos. Cheers.